is for the girls getting money. This is for the girls that don't need no man. This is for the girls that's in love with themselves. This is for all the girls that done did it by themselves. This is for all the girls that's IMDEPENDNT. This is for all the girls that be living stress free. This is for all the girls on a mission like me.
Would you mind defining woke? Because it's come up a couple times and I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
So, I mean, woke is sort of the idea that this is going to be one of those moments that goes viral.
Yeah, it certainly was.
Why you said that Kevin is your friend? I'm going to come at you with a little bit of smoke, and I'm going to ask you a question. Why you said that Kevin is your friend, right? And you name drop him a lot, right? I see. I notice you do. You name drop him. How come you didn't attend his funeral?
This went in a direction I was not expecting it to go.
Michelle said you have an assigned seat at Planned Parenthood. Let's talk about it. What? Chantelle, you have an assigned seat at Planned Parenthood.
I said what I said.
This is really sad that instead of healing your woman and fam, you just pick up and leave. This comment was left on a video of Passport Bros discussing the overall peace and happiness that they find overseas. These long titty bras are seeking stepdaddies, and the potential stepdaddies are choosing to get their passport for peace and happiness and to find women with unused womb.
You serious? I said what I said.
This is really sad that instead of healing your woman and fam, you just pick up and leave. This comment was left on a video of Passport Bros discussing the overall peace and happiness that they find overseas.
Yo. I'm here still in DR. I missed my flight last night. I just got off the phone with Spirit. I'm waiting on them to call me back. It's a $100 reschedule fee. I need a cash app.
On April 5th, 2007,
Just got off the phone with Spirit. I'm waiting on them to call me back. It's a $100 reschedule fee.
he, who was 18 years old at the time,
It's a $100 reschedule fee.
and his co-defendant, Lorenzo, I'm not going to say his last name, but you all can look this up. It's out there. Drove to a home in Portage, Indiana. His co-defendant approached the home, knocked on the door, and then pushed his way in when a woman answered the door. His co-defendant pointed a gun at the woman, wrapped her hands with duct tape, and then
To try to get this fee together, man. I'm so sick right now. I'm sick as hell. I've been trying to call Kayla because I know she's like in the area.
Once we start getting in our 30s and our 40s,
You can't make this shit up, people.
we realize that, man, we wasted a whole lot of time over nothing.
So I was trying to call her to like set something up to where I can get like some actual money because I'm hungry.
I said what I said.
This is really sad that instead of healing your woman and fam, you just pick up and leave. This comment was left on a video of Passport Bros discussing the overall peace and happiness that they find overseas.
Pop out late night, baby girl, okay. So I wasn't a plane, baby girl.
What? Chantelle, you have an assigned seat at Planned Parenthood.
On camera.
No. Hi, Bob. Coño, porque así ya.
Yo, what the fuck, yo? What happened, bro?
Ay, la coño.
Yo, she bite you? Liking that shit, yeah. She bit you? Another girl did that shit too. Like I gotta get a fucking penicillin shot. What's going on? Y'all are going to jail. Period.
Michelle said you have an assigned seat at Planned Parenthood. Let's talk about it. What?
They're traveling overseas to pay for box.
Chantelle, you have an assigned seat at Planned Parenthood.
They're traveling to going to fucking Brazil, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Colombia, Venezuela. This is sad, man.
Michelle said you have an assigned seat at Planned Parenthood. Let's talk about it. What?
This is really, really sad. This is so. A lot of you guys are being bamboozled by these passport bros, thinking that if you go travel overseas, well, you'll be treated like a king. No, you're nothing more than a trick.
This is really sad that instead of healing your woman and fam, you just pick up and leave. This comment was left on a video of passport bros discussing the overall peace and happiness that they find overseas.
Yo, I want y'all to know, and I'm keeping it a buck, I got drugged yesterday.
You can't make this shit up, people.
And it's my fault because I met some chicks from Medellin off of Tinder. So I brought them to my crib, and then I was trying to surprise my boy, and then eventually they drugged us. And yo guys, they took everything. They took my iPad, they took my MacBook, they took my iPhone 13 Pro, they took my Samsung S20.
This went in a direction I was not expecting it to go.
They took my drone. They took they pretty much took my credit cards. Like, I got pictures of them, and I'm gonna post it on my channel. Like, Cartagena is dangerous, guys. I've been here for 2 years, almost 2 years, and I've never been in no situation like this.
What's going on? Y'all are going to jail. Period.
But I want you guys to know, man, like I post this so y'all can understand this doesn't happen to you.
And the potential stepdaddies are choosing to get their passport for peace and happiness and to find women with unused womb.
I mean, it could get very dangerous here, guys. Don't trust people here. They will fuck us.
To know that you need to quit trusting women so much. I have a chick in Colombia, and I have a chick in every country I've been to now. But I got a chick in Colombia. We keep in touch, but we don't talk every day. I know she's messing around with other dudes, whether she wants to admit to it or not. And I also don't care.
And the potential stepdaddies are choosing to get their passport for peace and happiness and to find women with unused womb.
Really, nigga?
But some of y'all are putting so much trust and you're getting your heart broke because you think a motherfucker in another country ain't fucking while you gone.
Got him! Got him!
And I'm sorry to say that may be true that sometimes. I've had one chick I felt like in Brazil, she wasn't doing nothing. I still always kept in the back of my mind that there's a chance. And if you don't keep in the back of your mind that there's a chance, when you find out, you're going to end up wanting to hurt yourself. I stopped trusting women so much, I don't care what continent they're on, it's not just U.S. women. I stopped trusting women so much, I don't care what continent they're on, it's not just U.S. women.
We got a party pooper right here. She's been negative the past 15 minutes.
No.
She
Stop lying. Stop lying.
Stop being rude.
You stop lying.
Stop being rude. It was a good test. Because she's used to sitting at the table with dudes that she can act like that with, and then they flip out and get emotional.
Today's show almost didn't happen because the internet man wanted their money, and they wasn't going to wait until the Eagle flies next week.
But O'Shea pays for sex in Uganda. He buys prostitutes.
This is Obsidian's woman. He lives in a dump, y'all. He tells everybody he's a man of means, he has money. Dude, Obsidian doesn't have a pot to piss in. This nigga does not have two nickels to rub together. These are facts. And the reason I know this is because I met the man in person. Facts. I've been to his crib. I know how he lives.
Once we start getting in our 30s and our 40s, we realized that, man, we wasted a whole lot of time over nothing.
Got him! Got him!
Kevin Samuels, according to this document, this legal document, was making $900 a month. Kevin Samuels was making $900 a month. Kevin Samuels was making $900 a month. I didn't stutter. Kevin Samuels was making $900 a month in 2005 while his wife was making $2,400. Wow.
Once we start getting in our 30s and our 40s.
And then this guy, I would probably F. And then this guy.
We realized that, man, we wasted a whole lot of time.
Oh, sorry. Anthony Dream Johnson at F.
I'm over nothing.
But I want to tell you a story that really made me dislike men for like a really, really long time.
This went in a direction I was not expecting it to go.
Oh, sorry. Anthony Dream Johnson at F.
God!
The other guy was younger. Like, he's better looking.
We realized that, man, we wasted a whole lot of time over nothing.
The best course of action is to slap a woman. That's what Sean Connery said. It's still on YouTube right now. Go look at it.
By using the analogy that a child in the neighborhood would be disciplined by the neighbors, Kevin Samuels is saying that women should be treated like children. Otherwise, why would he even say this in this context? And he keeps using Sean Connery as a scapegoat. It seems in his mind that if Sean Connery said it, it must be okay.
Once we start getting in our 30s and our 40s, we realized that, man, we wasted a whole lot of time over nothing.
A slap becomes a good option to your wife. We've now advocated for DV, by the way. A slap becomes a good option at the point where the woman is talking too much. So you couldn't remove yourself. You couldn't say, let me step outside. You couldn't say, listen, let me leave it let me leave it today. You couldn't do any of those things. You had to go for a slap. That's what I'm saying. It very quickly will turn into DV. Because at what point, I told you to stop. You're still going on? Slap. I told you I don't want to argue about this today. Slap.
You know that.
Blood.
Look here, smart ass. I'm the fucking image consultant. And I'm about to make a real bad day for you if you don't check that smart ass mouth talking to a grown.
Different mothers?
Well, a lot of baby mamas.
Yeah. What do I think about that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was my first step to knowing that about the whole high value man talk. Just proved everything Kevin Samuels used to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I heard him say in an interview one time that women would rather be 7 of one than 1 of a plumber, and that I'm a child that shows that.
We need to start advocating for men who want to be with men. I understand the impulse, brothers. I do. But our women are not showing us.
But he is telling you women that you need to be submissive and be cooperative and obey.
Once we start getting in our 30s and our 40s.
Maybe that's why she filed for divorce. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
We realized that, man, we wasted a whole lot of time over nothing.
Maybe she was the breadwinner in their marriage. Maybe he was being supported by his ex-wife.
This went in a direction I was not expecting it to go.
But he is telling you women that you need to be submissive and be cooperative and obey.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And so the things that we believed in our 20s.
Meanwhile, it looks like she was making all the money. He also told the young people that he was in corporate America for 26 years and he was a high performing salesperson in New York and San Francisco. And we cannot verify any of that. Every time we look him up, we find mug shots. We find that he was making $900 a month.
This went in a direction I was not expecting it to go.
Once we start getting in our 30s and our 40s, we realize that, man, we wasted a whole lot of time over nothing.
Got him! Got him!
You can crush narcissist entitlement.
Yeah.
How
Your
you
dad
a
have
child?
Wait a
That,
minute,
what does
rewind it
that
a little
mean?
bit. Go back,
What?
go back, go back. Go back.
Kevin Samuels, according to this document, this legal document, was making $900 a month. Kevin Samuels was making $900 a month. Kevin Samuels was making $900 a month. I didn't stutter. Kevin Samuels was making $900 a month in 2005 while his wife was making $2,400. Wow.
What's interesting is that her husband divorced her.
This went in a direction I was not expecting it to go.
Once we start getting in our 30s and our 40s,
You can't make this shit up.
we realize that, man, we wasted a whole lot of time over nothing.
And stats show that men don't usually file for divorce. The woman does. So we have to ask ourselves, what is it about this woman that after 15 years of marriage, her ex-husband decided to file for divorce?
Now, Melanie, this is the picture before. Now, whenever we see this picture, we think, oh my God, what the hell? Really? Wait, is that her? That ain't her. Quit playing. That's not her. But then it's like this twinkle in something. And I don't know if it's an eye or not because she got that worked on too. But like, there's something in the face that makes you go, oh, yes, that is her.
She couldn't keep her man happy, but now she feels she's qualified to tell Black women what they need to do.
And Black men, the vast majority of Black men, middle-class Black men, are childless and single.
Now, father failure of the new millennia, Future, is making headlines after it was reported that he is in fact the father of Eliza Reign's 1-year-old daughter.
Once we start getting in our 30s and our 40s, we realize that, man, we wasted a whole lot of time over nothing.
Now, the results were confirmed back in May after the test came back with a 99.999% match. And just to give you a little historical context, Reign says she found out she was pregnant after the two were dating for approximately 2 years.
Once we start getting in our 30s and our 40s, we realized that, man, we wasted a whole lot of time over nothing.
And she said that Future became increasingly insistent over time that she had an abortion. Now, she says she was informed by her doctor that she may not be able to have any more children, so she became firm on keeping the child, and that was a decision that the rapper was beyond unhappy with.
He really helped renew my mind. Just some of the feminist mindsets that I've had that really...
We cannot verify any of that. Every time we look him up, we find mug shots. We find that he was making $900 a month.
I Googled the dictionary definition of a feminist just to make sure I was talking about the right thing. And do you know, sir, what the dictionary definition of a feminist is? I didn't either. Listen to this. Webster's defines a feminist as a human being, not a woman, a human being that believes in equal rights for women. I was shocked that that's what that meant. Because by that definition, I would consider myself a feminist. And I didn't even know that at the time.
This went in a direction I was not expecting it to go.
Got him!
Now, Eliza also reported that Future went ballistic, reportedly having people call her and come to her place of business. And then he suddenly just cut off all communication with her up until she received a mystery call from someone saying, quote, Future wants your head.
Once we start getting in our 30s and our 40s,
Chantelle, you have an assigned seat at Planned Parenthood.
we realized that, man, we wasted a whole lot of time over nothing.
Got him!
So here is a bonus reason as to why the 90-day rule doesn't work. If you want to see the full breakdown where I give 5 different reasons why it doesn't, make sure you check out my channel, Melanie King Official. The video is right there now. But this is going to be a bonus reason, and it stings a man's ego and his pride.
Black women are high in dating because we give up sex the most. We're for the streets.
So here is a bonus reason as to why the 90-day rule doesn't work. If you want to see the full breakdown where I give 5 different reasons why it doesn't, make sure you check out my channel, Melanie King Official. The video is right there now. But this is going to be a bonus reason, and it stings a man's ego and his pride.
Really, nigga?
Median number of intercourse partners, black women are less than half that of black men and are less than Caucasian women.
We're twerking. We're doing we're doing the most. We dominate rap in the culture that is very sexual, especially in the US.
This is where Melanie's ignorance really starts to rise. The rap culture, the rap genre has been heavily dominated by men, not women. The fact that she even brought this up makes her sound like an old school bigot.
So a lot of men see us as easy targets to, to have sex with.
Median number of intercourse partners, black women are less than half that of black men and are less than Caucasian women.
And we have the highest rate of having children outside of marriage, wedlock.
Percent of those who believe premarital sex is wrong, black women are number 2 behind South Asian.
And so men see us as bedwenches, easy to have sex with.
Median number of intercourse partners, black women are less than half that of black men and are less than Caucasian women.
But they don't see us as valuable wives.
Melanie King is an idiot. She knows damn well that the reason is that black men think too much about sex and not enough about goals. And that's why they see black women as sexual objects instead of being viable partners. Melanie King, like most grifters, contradicts her words often. First, she's saying that black women are being too stingy by saying that they are hurting a man's ego. And then in another breath, she's saying black women are too easy. She needs to make up her mind on which side of the scam she wants to be on.
It is basically telling a man for 90 days to be sexually rejected by a woman.
Oh my God. Did you just say a woman waiting an appropriate, not too long, but a decent amount of time to determine whether the relationship is going to work, to determine whether they actually get along, to determine if the chemistry is there, to protect her body and get to know his intentions and for him to see hers, that is a form of sexual rejection?
Can I say something? Can I say something real quick? Black women, can we stop talking about if these niggas want us or not? Excuse me, Kevin. This is not. I'm talking to black women real quick. Can we stop Can we stop posting all day on TikTok? Because I newly went to TikTok and I just kept seeing this. Black women, can we stop talking about if black men, if these successful black men want us or not? Like, can we just focus on us and we be successful and then we go out there and we decide who the fuck we.
And that she should compromise herself because of his.
Take note that Melanie King didn't take this BS to the white community because they're not having it. The men over there will see her as just another biracial woman, whereas black men see her as something special because she has white skin, even though what she's saying is pure trash. The woman giving commentary is trying to make sense of Melanie King's ridiculous message. But what she doesn't know is that Melanie King's main purpose is to say whatever these black men want to hear for likes and views, just like Kevin Samuels did.
When that stuff came out, like the Me Too stuff a couple of years ago, and they were talking about how girls were like sleeping with directors for roles, And then this guy I would probably F, and then
Good shit.
this guy
Good
I would
shit.
kill because
Okay, you gotta be specific. Anthony Dream Johnson.
Oh, sorry, Anthony Dream Johnson. I'd F.
What would?
And Jack Murphy.
No, you flipped it. You wanted to kill him.
No, I wanted to kill this guy.
No.
But I want to tell you a story that really made me dislike men for like a really, really long time.
I'm good. Hey, Miss Pearly, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I had a couple of questions for you concerning the video you did about hating men. Do you remember that video?
But they painted the girls as victims. But I'm like, why'd you do it?
But I want to tell you a story that really made me dislike men for like a really, really long time.
Uh-oh. And I was curious, what is your stance on the Me Too movement as of now?
The Me Too movement?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Me Too movement.
But I want to tell you a story that really made me dislike men for like a really, really long time.
What about your accusations? Like when you got the guy fired from his job, do you still feel the same way about that situation?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah, because I had evidence. So if you have evidence,
what evidence was there? Because you said that you were talking to him about showing you were telling him that you weren't getting hit on at school and guys weren't checking for you. And then you said that he told you, well, you know, you're gonna be fine. You have a nice rear, right? So we're like you kind of brought that up to him, and then that I'm not gonna say that was right, but it was a bit sketchy.
So personally, I think that's weird. It's not illegal. It's not, you can do what you want. It's a free country, but my sister was coming up and going to be his coach next. Or she was going to be coached by him next. So, I mean, personally,
but
I had evidence. I had evidence. It wasn't just me. There was multiple people. The second that they turned 18, he would hit on them.
Let me jump in here. Let me jump in here. Let me
Can I just finish? If you think that's okay, that's your prerogative. I think that's weird.
Here I come to save the day.
Hey, let me jump in here for a minute, because what Sister George is referring to is your recounting of a situation. I take this was you was in school at the time, high school.
Yeah, it was right after I graduated.
But I want to tell you a story that really made me dislike men for like a really, really long time.
I was going, okay. So you have an after.
No, it wasn't. It was after you went off to college and you came back, man. See, this is what I'm saying, man.
That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way.
If I didn't have the evidence, he would not have gotten fired. They don't.
I'm not a coach. I never have been a coach. I probably will never be an athletic coach, but just on the outside looking in, that looks inappropriate to me.
Definitely. I agree with that. It is inappropriate.
And again, if I didn't have the evidence, he would not have gotten fired. They don't just fire people for no reason.
But what type of evidence did you have? Because, and then, you know, because there was a couple of things, and I know it was a quick video and there were certain details that were left out, but you know, it just looked super sketchy. Because he hit on you guys after you turned 18. Now, I'm not saying that that's appropriate, but it's definitely not illegal. And you said that you actually hated men when you're in a space that actually are advocates for young women. You yourself have been an advocate for young women, right?
Have I been an advocate for young women?
Men, period, tend to like younger women.
Of saying that don't wait around until you're a certain age because your numbers go down. Of saying that
on the bitch, you know what I'm saying? I hate this type of shit, bro. I hate this.
Of saying that don't wait around until you're a certain age because your numbers go down, your sexual market value goes down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know that older men with resources tend to like younger women, right?
Yeah, I know that now.
Well, men
I didn't know
period,
that when I
like
was.
younger women. Men, period, tend to like younger women. It's just the men that have the
Yeah.
resources, and have the means and the
Yeah.
wherewithal, are
Look
in a
at-
better position to actually get them.
Look at. If you think that's normal to coach a girl from 14
It's not
to
a fact
18,
of me thinking that it's normal. It's a fact that you're in a space that thinks that it's normal. The MammiesSphere have been super advocates
'cause
for dating
that's
young
what I'm
women.
Hang on a second. Hang on.
Here I come to save the day.
Hang on a second. Let me sort this out.
Mhm.
Danielle, have you ever known me? And you know me for some years. Have you ever known me to say or even suggest that hitting on a woman who isn't even 18 is okay?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. So who are these individuals? Since you open this can of worms, who are these individuals in the Black manosphere you're talking about? Because it ain't me.
So a manosphere talking point has not been that women, when they get older, they tend to date themselves out of the market. That was a talking point of Kevin Samuels, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what are you talking about?
Got him.
You then went to the gym with him, right?
What are you talking about?
Got him.
Bar, she got creeped out at the bar and then met him somewhere else when he was drunker. Fuck that part.
The second
Didn't really make a complaint initially, but it seemed like she made the complaint after she deemed that she wasn't special. And I was just kind of curious about it.
Oh no, I had immediate complaints. Immediate.
But you went to drink with him at a bar.
Got him.
Were you scared? You didn't. It was like you were creeped out when you told the story. You seemed very creeped out, but you didn't seem like you still went along with things. And I was so curious about that.
I mean, fuck the bar. She got creeped out at the bar and then met him somewhere else when he was drunker. Fuck that part.
The second that I realized what he was doing, I left. So
no, you didn't. See,
you then went to the gym with him, right?
What are you talking about?
You said that you went to the gym. He owns a gym. You said that you went to the gym with him, right?
Yeah, because I didn't realize he was trying to look at.
Oh, okay, right. So I'm trying to understand. Is the gym before the bar or is the other way around? I'm trying
It's after the bar.
Yeah.
Was afterward or before it?
It was after the bar.
After the bar.
Yeah, I went to the gym. He was a coach.
She wanted to go brag and have.
Yeah. See, the bitch can't tell me she went to the gym with a drunk coach. See,
she had she wanted to go brag to her friends that she had a drink with her coach, right?
Okay.
Really?
Okay. Had a drink, okay.
Yeah, I had a drink with him. I didn't want to sleep with him.
Well, I was about to.
wow. See, that's that Me Too shit right there again, bro.
Still things that happened on your end that
You're right. I put myself in a situation I shouldn't have been in. You're absolutely right. Like
Okay.
I
All right,
should
so we
not have
both
put myself
agree
in
on that point. Let me ask you something else, Daniel. Since I got you here, you and Concrete Rose had a very pointed show the other night, very recently, in which you basically more or less agree with Omawali Africa that Just Pearly Things is something of an interloper and a carpetbagger and getting on through profiteering off of Black women and making them look bad. Do you still support that position, or has it changed over the course of this interview?
Chantelle Exposed don't have no fucking experience.
Is what you said. So you knew before you left for college that he was planting seeds. So why didn't you do anything then?
Because he didn't try to. I didn't know before I left for college. There was stuff that in hindsight was weird, but I didn't really think about.
What's
But
weird? Because
no,
you say weird, but
Hang on,
define
hang
weird.
on,
See,
let me finish.
hang on, hold on a second. Miss Sexy Red, please. She has to have a chance to respond. Go ahead. Just
But I think the main thing, the reason I got him fired was because he tried to sleep with me. So when that happened, and then I found out that he was going to be coaching my sister, that is
he tried to sleep with you as a fucking adult, bitch.
Calling you. Okay. When you got back home and you got to the original bar or the restaurant, that was the first place that you went to. Okay. Then when you left, you said he kept calling you. So then you finally met him at the gym. And
which usually had people there.
Don't cut me off. Okay.
Hang on
You're
a second.
cutting me off.
Hang on a second. Okay, look, we're going to have a civil conversation.
That means that Mighty Mouse
is a very
is on
contentious
the
topic,
way.
sensitive topic, Me Too, etc. We're going to have a conversation here. I'm going to open back up your line, Miss Sexy Red. I'm going to give you a chance to lay out your position, and then Miss Just Pearly Things is going to respond. Okay, here we go. All right, go ahead, Miss Sexy Red. You have the floor.
Yes. So you went to the bar. You left. He contacted you. You said you felt uncomfortable after you left the bar the first time. You had an underage. You had a fake ID. You said that he kept trying to get you to use it. You said you no longer felt comfortable. You left. Okay. Then he called you to go and meet him at his gym. And then you said nobody was there. And you were taking shots together about 30, 45 minutes later. Don't cut me off. 30, 45 minutes later, you said that he propositioned you for sex. And then you said you were not about that. And then you left. Okay. So you had an underage ID. You already had that. Why did you inform him that you had that ID? If you didn't, if you felt uncomfortable in the first place.
Miss Just Pearly Things, go ahead.
I was proud of the ID at the time. I thought I was like kind of cool for having it. I was 18. So I like, to be fair, I told a lot of people about that ID.
Right. You know what's interesting about this? You know what's interesting about this, and I want to get Sexy Red's opinion about this. When Kevin, I don't know if you remember this, Just Pearly Things. Kevin would have conversations with black women, and he would ask them about their dating and mating history, and they would frequently say, "I was young." I don't know if you remember that or not, but he would ask these ladies, and their response would be, "I was young." Sounds like to me you was doing things that young people do, which is often dumb.
Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
I'm not gonna say, I shouldn't have put myself in that situation. Like I absolutely, it was so stupid of me to put myself in that situation.
Yes, she's admitting fault. Yes, that's what we need. Yes.
But he was my coach for forever. I didn't.
Right. Yeah.
And so as soon as he was trying to sleep with me, I left, and that was it.
Feel uncomfortable before then because you said he was planting seeds.
There was times in hindsight that were weird. In hindsight, because it's like when you think of someone that you're coaching with, like it's like you think back to things and you're like, oh, that was kind of weird, wasn't it? But at the time, you don't think anything of it.
Yeah, and my understanding of predators, to be brutally frank, my understanding of predators is that they tend to work in fields where they know the object of their predations are prevalent. So in other words, if you were into, young girls, then you would want to be in a working environment where you'll be around them a lot. And
yeah. And predators are not waiting years to take advantage. That's not what they do.
And they know how to. Their response was,
I don't talk about my.
Okay, but she came from a two-parent. Okay, but she came from a two-parent household. So why didn't you tell your parents that he was making you feel that these weird conversations that you were having? Because you trusted him with certain things like parties that you went to.
See, she said it wasn't weird until she came back. So she, again,
you felt insecure about, you talked about your body with him. Why did you felt it was okay to talk to him about that, but not your parents?
Because I wasn't gonna snitch to my parents. I was going to a party. You serious?
So once you found, so once you found out you weren't special and you told your friends that you finally you had a drink with your coach and everything, you found out that you weren't special. And that's when you decided to go and file the paperwork to get him fired. That's how it. Let me finish.
Yo, I can't wait till this nigga story come out.
Yes, I got him fired. Doing the same thing to multiple women.
Finish, please. That's how it comes across. So you go ahead that you weren't special. And that's when you decided to go and file the paperwork to get him fired. That's how it. Let me finish. Finish, please. That's how it comes across. So you go ahead.
When I found out that he was doing the same thing to multiple women, yes.
This went in a direction I was not expecting it to go.
We're gonna have to come back to that because I'm confused.